Welcome, everybody. Today's a short stream, so I figured I'd just jump on Instagram where they let me, which is Art by Jim Bob. And once I work from home, I have like 14,000 followers on Facebook, and I never use Facebook directly. Megan posts all of my stuff there, but I've never done live streaming from Facebook, so I might try that out, given that they haven't banned me from doing stuff necessarily yet. I'm getting the baseline. Am I still making jewelry? No, I have about a week and a half left at my job. I have to put my jewelry bench into storage until we save up for another place that allows me, that has a basement or a shed or something that I can do my work in. So, no, I'm going to have to put it on hold. And I hope it's not too long, because I would really like to get into making like spoons, family heirloom crests, things like that. Unique objects made out of silver, copper, gold for people. I'll probably, once I have, if I want to set up another studio at home or something, I'll probably get into custom again. I don't want to lose my craft, my skill in my hands. So, but just not at the moment. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, so yeah, I got oh, this is funny, you guys. It's amazing that you keep showing this stuff to people and they just can't, they can't. They're not allowed to see something fishy. Can you imagine being NASA and the culture and the myth created about NASA throughout the decades, and they build a station, and there are alleged parts of the 9/11 airplane parts, in the Albany Museum for towers exploding and crumbling at free fall speed. But they won't save a part. They won't save a section of the space station. This all prepares people, right? Oh, we told you we weren't going to be saving it. Oh, we told you we're not using the mirror on the moon anymore. That was allegedly left. We told you that we're going to crash the Hubble and nobody's going to see it. We told you. Yeah, you told us. Okay, we get it. We get your game. It's a good game. Okay? Great game. Thanks for the game. I'm onto your game. Oh, this is kind of brutal, but it's funny. This is me posting something and then all the complainers come. This is a good representation of how I deal with people. I don't mind being opposed, being challenged. I just want a coherent challenge or refutation. But this is what happens when you don't present that. Oh! It's pretty brutal. I think that goose died. So, So, you guys remember on Instagram you can send questions in a question form on there. Oh, and then there's this image always, what I just posted on my main account. The eagle's hungry. He sees the snake. The snake says, "Don't tread on me." And then the eagle just eats the snake. And then the snake's like, "Nah, what about the nap?" People, libertarians, they're like, you're misrepresenting and you're straw manning. I'm not straw manning, okay? What I'm showing to be the case in this cartoon is that the NAP, the non-aggression principle, only applies to people who hold the non-aggression principle as a value. That's the point. It's like don't drive drunk. It's like this is a gun-free zone, man. Come on, man. No guns beyond this point. Or don't rob me. Don't rob me principle. You guys, don't you know the don't rob me principle? Yeah, what? Well, I'm really interested in relationships, but I want to make sure we're abiding by the don't cheat on me principle. Yeah, no shit. The point is, the powerful force with adequate muster and willingness to violate you does not care about your principle. So the non-aggression principle is just a useless, redundant sign, yard sign. That's the point. And it's like, people are like, well, you're misrepresenting because no one says it's an adequate defense. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not representing it as an adequate defense or arguing that someone would say that. The snake is saying, what about the non-aggression principle? As if the eagle cares. He doesn't. Taxation is a perfect representation, no pun intended. The libertarian, the anarchist, who thinks the government's illegal. So annoying, so annoying, so annoying. So annoying, so annoying, so annoying, so annoying. Where was I, you guys? I was rambling for probably a full minute. Basically, in short, the non-aggression principle is as redundant as saying, I follow a non-rape principle. Yeah, the rapist doesn't care. Or I follow, gun-free zones sign. Yeah, the guy who doesn't care. The eagle doesn't care. If the eagle says, I'm taxing you, snake, and the snake goes, yeah, but you're violating the non-aggression principle. Well, then, if you really believe it, then are you going to bite the snake? No, you're not. That's my point. That's the whole point. I don't think people believe the non-aggression principle is a substitute for self-defense. I think people who even use the non-aggression principle are basically preaching to the choir. It's like all principles apply only to the people who already already agree with you. Audio again? You serious? Hallelujah. Okay, the sound is good. Great. So, I mean, the libertarians, they get as, I guess it's just a human thing. Because I was going to say they get as triggered as the vegetarians or the vegans or whatever. You know? It's like people who believe in also like natural law. They're like, what? I'm like, what's natural law? They're like, well, it's natural law that you don't violate someone's property. I'm like, no, yeah, but it's also natural law that you do. I mean, what's a law? Law is something that you can attempt to violate, but you can't. A law is something, if you violate, there are consequences. This is what debunks natural law theory in so far as saying rights come from natural rights and property and the homestead principle. It's like, no. Because a law is something that exists independent of your preference and your action. You can act you know, in contrast or against the law, you know, and there will be direct consequences. And we know that you can act against the natural law theory, the whole praxeology ideology, the study of human action. You can act against that whole thing and still win. There's no consequence. You just win. You just take all of your force and all your men, and you go to the little praxeologist guy who's like, eh. And they're like, NAP, didn't you see the NAP sign? Natural law. And they're like, yeah, I saw it. We shot it. We shot your sign. Well, that was my property. Okay, it's not your property anymore. What do you mean? Natural law says, and Hoppe and Rothbard, and Rothbard said, yeah, we shot that book. You shot my book? This isn't your property. You see all these guns? You don't own anything anymore. We're taking it. Well, now I have justified use of force then. Okay, go for it. What, are you going to throw a book at me? Huh, Michael Malice? You going to throw a book at me when I take your stuff?
No, I have a lot of books. No, I don't think I'd throw your book. I wouldn't throw my books at you. Why would I throw your book? If anything, I'm going to use my books to build a wall. I'm going to build a little trench.
Okay.
Haven't you? Well, I assume you're here for my stuff. You know, you want my ammunition, you want my food, maybe my wife, and my land. I assume that, but have you? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever read Rothbard? Have you ever read?
No, I don't care. It's over. We already shot your wife, by the way.
What? Are you serious? Well, how would you do that?
Because we want your house.
Oh, well, I would say you're violating the non-aggression principle.
Yeah. We have an aggression principle that we follow.
Oh, that's so similar. It's like inverse.
Yeah. Now, take your little hat and your scarf, your little striped furry sweaters, Michael, and get out.
Well, fuck me.
It's all suggestion. I'm not saying you can't successfully argue and persuade people to abide by it, but stating the principle itself is like telling an atheist, thou shalt not kill. It's like telling a porn addict that what they're doing is against themselves and God. They don't care. It's not persuasive. It does nothing in reality.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I have my own house, It's like, yeah, I want to put a sign that says, this place is heavily armed. Yeah. And there's a dog. It might be a Shih Tzu. Might be a little Yorkie. Yeah. Nonetheless, it's going to say dog. There's a dog. Yeah. In addition to that, I'm going to put a nap sign.
The nap, ironically, if you just like put that above force as a value, I'm not saying that you should just use force. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the physicality of circumstance and scarcity, the principle, suggestion, is not going to win. The person who, it's just not going to work.
Well, depends on what me. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Joe. Yeah. That's why I wrote the Anarchist Handbook. Yeah. That's why I wrote it.
Yeah, I know. You wrote a little book. Malice on Cash Cab. I know, that was hilarious.
him by.